he could force an issue, but you would want that in a quarterback because he's confident in his abilities, obviously.
Of all the injuries or hurts, which is the one that was the worst?
This season or in general?
In general.
I think obviously that was just the ankle, just because I've never been hurt substantially like for that, especially for that amount of time. So it was just kind of tough being out for the rest of the season and seeing my teammates out there and preparing for a game, week in and week out.
Mm-hmm.
So I was glad that finally I got that past me, but that just prepared me for this year with the number of injuries and things that I've had to understand that that's the game and you just got to fight through what you can fight through.
Is there anything with the ankle that you today or in the future you think might be lingering at all?
No.
I mean, when you're 50 years old.
Yeah, maybe then, but other than that, I don't have any ailments right now.
Yeah. How aware were you guys yesterday of the tornado?
We kept getting warnings on our phones, and we weren't sure where they were, but that didn't stop the escort from driving us around everywhere. So we were more concerned about them because they're out in the elements a lot more than us. They're on bikes and everything, right in the rain.
Yeah.
So, but we got to where we were safely, so we're appreciative of that.
So you all were sort of around the Cowboy Stadium at that point, or?
Yeah, we had just got finished practicing at Capel, and then we had driven from there to the stadium, and we were just getting all kind of warnings and stuff, and people that were supposed to leave from the hotel couldn't leave because they wouldn't let them leave.
Yeah.
So, just pray for the safety of everybody else, around the city, during this time. So hopefully, everything isn't too bad.
Were you guys nervous? Were you guys, nervous? Were you getting the alerts and stuff?
Yeah, of course, because we just left Birmingham and there were tornadoes there too. So we felt like, they were following us or something. But, we eventually got there safe, like I said. So that's just a testament to, everybody around us, to get us to where we needed to be, I guess.
How was practice, energy-wise?
It was, normal, honestly. It was nothing too major. We know it's a big game, but we've had big games all year, so it's just about focusing on the game plan and just making sure you take care of the little responsibilities as the week goes on.
At the Heisman, we saw Derek take a moment to thank Coach Burns. What's your relationship like with him, and what does he mean to you?
He really means a lot, especially when I came in as a freshman. He's kind of hard on the freshmen just to give them, a taste of, what it's really like, it's really supposed to be like in college. And as you get older, he kind of eases off, and I think he just does that to, give you tough love at first, but understand that, that's how hard you need to work when you get in, and then he kind of lets you feel your way through as you get older. And he's just, a great coach, great mentor. Definitely gonna miss him next year.
You talked plenty about injuries, but have you all felt snake bit this year? Kind of the repetitiveness of it and all that.
Yeah, that's just football. There's a lot of people, before me and after me, gonna go through the same thing. So I think that's the only thing that really motivates me. I understand I'm not the only person that's been injured throughout the season or critically. You know what I mean? So it's just about handling it. It's all about your mindset.
How much did Coach Saban talk about this experience this year compared to last year and doing things differently or handling things different mentally at all?
Yeah, he's always, especially with this game, he just doesn't want us to get in the way of ourselves. That's why we set earlier curfews, especially, that's more a testament to, because we have earlier practices this year. So he wants us to make sure that, we have to, put ourselves in the best situation to go out there and compete at a high level, day in and day out, to prepare us, for the big moment on Thursday. So yeah.
Was there anything, mentally last year that you thought was not altogether there, or it was just a physical thing on the field?
No. Ohio State was just a great team, so they took advantage of the miscues that we had, and we were playing catch up, and they, at the end of the game, they had the most points, so that's just how it is sometimes.
Can you tell the practice difference as far as intensity from last year to this year? Bowl practice?
Not necessarily. Everybody wanted to win last year. It's just that when we got up, I guess we kind of relaxed last year, and allow Ohio State to get back in the game. And when you do that, with a good team, it's hard to it's not like you can switch it back on and be like, okay, we're going to play on now and do whatever the case is. So it was a little difficult for me to give my personal standpoint because obviously I wasn't practicing, so I was kind of watching. So from that standpoint, I guess everybody's just trying to make sure we buckle down and not relax and go out there and play good 4 quarters of football.
Was losing to Ohio State, was that part of the motivation for the season as you prepare throughout the offseason, that sour taste was in your mouth?
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's been the last 2 years, losing to Auburn, then losing to Oklahoma in the Sugar Bowl, and then losing to Ohio State last year in the Sugar Bowl. I guess our motto for this year has definitely just been finish. Make sure you finish the job, and take care of our responsibilities, and do